Illinois versus Michigan. Everybody loves on both sides. I think they love this, I don't know, just blossoming rivalry, right? That's sort of how it feels. I would call it a rivalry at this point as a Michigan fan. I don't know if Illinois fans would. I think they should. I think both sides hate each other and it's good for the conference. Here's my question. Would you take Illinois' roster as it stands today? Sky Clark, Jaden Epps, Terrence Shannon, Matthew Meyer, RJ Melendez, Luke Goody, Ty Rogers, Dane Danger, Coleman Hawkins. Essentially that 9 with a couple others sprinkled in. Or would you take Michigan's roster as it stands today? All-American candidate Hunter Dickinson, Jalen Llewellyn, Kobe Buffkin. Throw Joey Baker in the mix as if he's going to end up there. Jed Howard, Terrence Williams, Terrace Reed, Doug McDaniel.
I would take Illinois' roster, but I do want to put a little note in there that I think it's closer than many might think. I think that people would say Illinois right away, and I do think that Illinois is the right answer, but I do think it's a little closer than you think.
Elaborate, please.
Well, like you said, you have an All-American candidate in Hunter Dickinson, and I feel like that is overlooked in this situation. Hunter is going to be able to win you basketball games purely off being the dominant force that he is. If you can get something from those supporting guys as far as hitting open shots when teams double Hunter and you get a locked in Hunter Dickinson, it can open up things for other players on the team. Now, I think this Illinois team is balanced, but I don't think they have a dominant force or anything that's going to necessarily draw double teams or maybe even draw the serious kind of defensive attention that a Hunter Dickinson might draw. Like I didn't go to last year. Kofi was a guy who demanded attention when they threw it to him in the post. They don't really have that guy this year. And all that said, I'd still take Illinois, but it's closer when you have a guy like Hunter Dickinson because I think that he can open up things for other people. But I'm also assuming that you're getting locked in Hunter Dickinson. No one can guard me. No one can mess with me, Hunter. And we've seen that Hunter in stretches. But stretches, yes. But if we get that full year, there's no one that can handle. Even if you match up those two teams, I get what people are saying with Dane Danger and what he could be. I promise you that Hunter, if he's locked in, is going to give Dane Danger 30. Dane Danger's 6'9".
So he is, I believe. But he has great footwork in all the offseason.
He does. No, he's a good player, but people need to realize that Hunter Dickinson is a massive human being. He's 7'1". There's no one that's blocking his shots. If he gets to his left hand, he's most likely going to make the shots. He has a great touch around the rim.
I want to be careful here because I'm a Michigan fan. I love Hunter Dickinson. I think he's a fantastic player. I think he's by far, without question, the best player in the Big Ten for this upcoming season. I don't think it's close between him and Trace Jackson Davis. He should be a first-team All-American.
You've been pushing for Zach Edey this whole time.
I like Zach Edey a lot. Mostly because that was when I thought Michigan was going to have some other killers on the team. So Zach Edey would just get 40 shots and Hunter Dickinson might have other guys around him. Now Hunter's going to lead the country in usage too. So look, I like Hunter. Hunter also rolled through our Spotify Live rooms last week. We do these every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, a live podcast on Spotify Live. And this was right after we had clipped the Pete Nance clip, right? So it's going around the internet that I said I would take Pete Nance over Drew Timme. And to kind of tweet that out and promote it, we threw Hunter Dickinson's name into the mix because he was part of the conversation. And Hunter comes into the room and listens to us for 45 minutes break down whether or not we would take Pete Nance or Hunter Dickinson. And it turned into a big hypothetical of what would Hunter average in the West Coast Conference? Is he better than Drew Timme? And ultimately, I said, I'd take Hunter Dickinson over Pete Nance is what it is. I like Hunter Dickinson. I want to make that very clear because I think Hunter thinks I hate him from everything he's seen from us. That said, Hunter has some front runner tendencies, Cart. I'm not afraid to say that. I'm not afraid to say that to Hunter's face or ears if he jumps in our Spotify Live room. Hunter grabs the Big Ten trophy when he's the defending Big Ten champion. Hunter, when he's up 20 points on Michigan State, he flexes and he does the too little sign to Tom Izzo. When he's down to Michigan State, he ain't doing that shit. When they're on the bubble, he ain't doing that shit. And what scares me, Cart, is I don't know how this roster allows for front runner Hunter Dickinson to be the dominant Hunter Dickinson that is engaged that we've seen, because Hunter disengages when things go poorly. And this roster is going to go poorly. Like, not only are there guys that have massive question marks, like, just you need to surround Hunter with shooting. Cart, let me just run through career shooting percentages for you. The 4 guys that are going to start around him: Jalen Llewellyn, 33% from 3 on his career. Kobe Buffkin, 22% from 3 on his career. Jet Howard, TBD, 0%, 0 shots made in his career. We don't know. Terrence Williams, 33% from 3. They don't have anybody who is a consistent 3-point shooter on this team around Hunter. It's a horrible roster build.
Hey, I might need T. Will's 3-point numbers down the stretch. I feel like he locked it in.
He made some big threes down the stretch. I think he was like 36, 37% down the stretch of last year. And look, like, Llewellyn was above 40 last year at Princeton. So, like, is there reason to believe these guys could shoot better? Maybe, but the bottom line is none of them have shot well on high volume. Like, Joey Baker might be the best shooter on this team if he comes to Michigan. It's bad. It's a bad roster build. And Hunter's way better when he's a top 5 team in the country and he's talking that shit. And he's not going to be put in that position. Now, here's my issues with Illinois. Who's the creator? A lot has to fall on Sky Clark. As much as I love this roster, I think they have the best wings in the country. I've said that for the last week. I like Terrence Shannon is not a number 1 option on a good team. Matthew Myers, not a number 1 option on a good team. Coleman Hawkins is not a number 2 option on a good team. Like, they have to just have a bunch of good play finishers, and Sky Clark has to be really good. Otherwise, this team's going to feel clunky. I think even if Sky Clark isn't good, like, they're solid enough at every position that they'll figure it out and be a good team, but they're not winning a Big Ten title. They're not making noise in March if the point guard spot is not their best playmaker. And we think Sky Clark can do that. We don't know that, though. He's off injury, and we have to wait and see. The reason I'm so high on Illinois, though, is just, like, look at the rest of the conference. Like, I would take Sky Clark over every other point guard in the conference except Xavier Johnson. And it's not like he's being thrown to the fire.
Whoa.
I would take Sky Clark over AJ Hoggard.
Over the Spartan dog himself?
People forget, like, AJ Hoggard, I like him. He has that dog in him, right? He's fun to root for. We like him. He's physical. He averaged 7 and 5 last year. That's some killer now. How low has the bar dropped?
Junior year Hoggard movie.
The bar has dropped super low, Cart. That's all.
Yeah, that's why we call it the Little 10. The bar has dropped.
It's not. I'm not lowering my bar. Okay, I'll just say the conference is bad. I'm not gonna be like, well, AJ Hoggard's really good. Like, in a normal year, AJ Hoggard's the 9th best point guard in this conference. It is what it is.
Okay, relax.
He averaged 7 and 5.
Ninth.
7 and 5. Card.
9th.
7, and those are Chucky Hepburn numbers.
And Chucky Hepburn was fucking first team all or whatever, Big Ten Rookie of the Year, whatever the fuck you want to say.
So was Max Christie. The league's down bad. Okay, it is what it is. Illinois over Michigan for now, right? But we both agree if you're picking one guy to, like, build a foundation around, it's Hunter. And Michigan can figure this out quickly, and we could look stupid quickly.
Can I say one last thing about Illinois too?
Yeah.
I think that, and this is not just Illinois, I think this is any fan base, though we like to look at players to make jumps and take steps, like, it doesn't always work out like that. Like, you point to last summer with Illinois, all the hype was surrounding Andre Curbello's sophomore year leap. And that shit didn't work out. And we saw the flashes from his freshman year. So, we're projecting out these teams, and we have to project out players' trajectory and the steps they're going to take. But, like, I personally think that RJ Melendez is going to take a step. I think that guys like Luke Goody can take a step, but it's not guaranteed that they take that step. And that's a big part of their team success. I, as a Michigan State fan, think that Jaden Akins is going to take a step. That's not guaranteed that happens. But I'm just saying, you can project your team out, of course, and project guys getting better, but it doesn't always work like that. The guys have sophomore bursts and guys have sophomore slumps. That's a very real thing.
You are dead right. And why Illinois is ahead of Michigan in that regard is because if Melendez is bad, he's off the bench for them in like a 5-minute roll and they're fine. right? Like they can go Shannon, Meyer, Hawkins, Danger and figure it out, or Shannon, Meyer, Goody, Hawkins. Like they have so many dudes at the 2 through 5 that if Melendez doesn't live up to what we think he could be, oh well, they're fine. If Kobe Buffkin is horrible, Michigan's done. Stick a fork in them. I'm straight up. What are we doing? If Kobe Buffkin's bad,
We got Isaiah Barnes.
Great.
We got Cheddar.
Oh boy.
What about Cheddar?
Dude, some dudes like
we want Cheddar.
Bench mobs are important, Cart. That's all I'll say. Bench mobs are important. Maybe, I don't know. Michigan has an open spot for TikToker. Cheddar could be good with that, with the goggles. We could talk to him. We could do some NIL stuff with Cheddar maybe on that front. All right. You